Deion Sanders has tabbed Brennan Marion as the next offensive coordinator at Colorado. Let's talk about what Sacramento State's former head coach brings to the table, what that go-go offense is all about, and why I think this is a great move that is going to put Juju Lewis in a position to succeed and win some games. What's up, Ken folks? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year-round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, answer the question in the comments below. Do you think that Brennan Marion joining Colorado is going to juice the offense into one that can score a bunch of points and win a bunch of games? Coming off of a very bad year for Deion Sanders, the worst year that he's had as a head coach. I think that's putting it mildly, honestly. They were up, they were down, there were all sorts of problems with this offense. Caden Salter, you thought was the guy, you gave him the hook. Ryan Staub, you thought was the guy, gave him the hook. Juju Lewis gave him the hook, ends up putting back Caden Salter, a little bit of Staub, and then Juju to finish, only the red shirt, 3-9 season. They finished 15th, 16th in scoring offense and total yards this year in the Big 12. It was very competitive in that league, but no reason for them to be as bad as they were. I thought perhaps they would finish toward the middle, maybe go 7-5, 8-4. That's not at all what happened. Now we're looking at moving off of Brett Bartoloni, Pat Shurmur, and Sean Lewis. That's basically 3 different play callers in 3 years at Colorado, in a year where they got to have it. Marion, who is 38 years old, just coming off a 7-5 season as head coach at Sacramento State, where it didn't go as smoothly as they'd wanted, but finishing where they did in the Big Sky Conference, nothing to sneeze at. The reason he's getting hired, though, is what he did at UNLV, and frankly, the kind of wide receivers coach he turned out to be at Pitt and Texas with that go-go offense. Remember, before he got to UNLV, Marion had developed, among others, the relationship, fostered the relationship between Kenny Pickett and Jordan Addison. Had a Biletnikoff Award winner at Pitt where, Mark Whipple made it simple. We're going to throw the ball to our best players as much as we possibly can, and they made the Peach Bowl off the strength of that, right? Marion also calling plays, was a great play caller in his own right, developed the go-go offense as a coach at Howard, and took it with him to UNLV, where Jaden Mayava came to the forefront as one of the better players in the Mountain West, ends up getting to up and transfer to USC, where he's been a great quarterback for Lincoln Riley, even in a year where they don't make the college football playoff. The Rebels had not been good before he and Barry Odom arrived. And then over 2 decades, they hadn't won more than 7 games in a single season. Over the last 2 years that they were there, that'd be Marion and Odom, they went 20-8, and they had a really great year, 2024. 2023, the offense scored 40-plus points in 6 games. That's a school record. They were great on third down, converting 49.3% of their third downs, scoring 34 points per game, and they were 8th in the country in red zone offense. They scored 93% of the time they got in the red zone. It's just really been the quarterback that has been the way in which it goes out there, and that's been true for Prime's teams as well. When he knows he's got a quarterback, he's going to win football games. He kind of sort of had one with Jalen Jones and then graduated to a really great quarterback in his son Shador, and that run ended with a 9-4 record last season, tied atop Big 12 play, lost on tiebreakers, make the Alamo Bowl, have a Heisman Trophy winner and a 4,000-yard passer, best season they'd had in a decade. Really great. Then this year happens, and you're having to basically rebuild it from scratch. You find out that really you got a problem offensively, you got a problem defensively, you probably need to address too, but bringing in Marion is going to change the system totally to the go-go offense, which features 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. It's some really interesting formations, but they're running a lot of inside and outside zone in their base plays. They're able to take advantage of what I think is a really great skill group at Colorado, which is why I think this move is shrewd. You've got running backs you can develop, but take a guy like Draylon Miller, you can have him in the slot, or you can have him playing tailback for you. That's how cool this is. Omarion Miller probably going to catch a lot of passes in this offense. And you get to further develop something like a triple option style, pro style scheme where Juju gets to be a playmaker point guard on the ball, which is what you want. The triple option part of it, coming off of every run, is also one way in which they attack downfield, because you bring guys into the box, you can get vertically downfield. I should also add in here, it's not just that Brennan Marion was great coach at Howard, at William & Mary, at UNLV, Sacramento State. It's also that Brennan played wide receiver at a level that only a few have played. So this is where I get a little bit personal, and you can learn a little bit more about me. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. I'm 38 years old, which is the same age as Brennan. Brennan and I went to TU together. we was cool, right? That let me leave it there. We was cool. He's a great wide receiver at a time when TU really was an offensive-minded football team with a head coach like Ty Graham who wanted to play defense and let the offense do what it does. Gus Malzahn coming through and whatnot really put in that we're going to go deep with the ball when we're not running it. And Brennan was great at that till he blew out his knee. I mean, we're talking about perhaps a first-round talent at wide receiver. G.J. Kinney also went to school with, worked with his wife, Summer. I mean, GJ was also a baller. Don't nobody need to tell you this. GJ beat Notre Dame as a starting quarterback, at TU, among other things. Also great head coach down at Texas State. Both of those guys have been tabbed from a very early age. I say early, meaning they're as soon as they graduated from college as guys that can do the job. They've taken different routes to it. Obviously, GJ got to head coaching a little bit quicker than Brennan did, but both those guys come up underneath a guy like Gus Malzahn, where they know how to call plays. They know how to get explosive plays going, and they know how to get the run game going. If you give them the kind of skilled players that are capable of getting downfield or getting to the second level, you talk about running back or even a quarterback that can just have a little bit of wiggle, they can go win you some football games. If you're a Colorado fan and you are excited about this, you should be. Not only is he bringing the go-go offense with him, which gets his roots from the DC area. All you got to do is look up go-go dancing. If you're new to that, I'm not going to put you onto it right now, but I'm going to just say there's some black folks in DC that already know what I'm talking about. And some other folks that just be like, what is he doing? Just like if I say Atlanta businesswoman, that means something different to some of us than it does to you. The way I will try to couch that one is Atlanta in the South is what Vegas is in the West. Do you understand what I'm... Jermaine Dupri has a famous song reviewing strip clubs in Atlanta. Okay? Go up to DC, do a little go-go dancing. All right, so you have that. They're going fast. They get on the ball, and Brennan has his own sort of panache to him, his own sort of style, his own sort of flavor. And I think when you see that with Deion on the sideline, it's going to be a lot of fun, dog. Like, you're talking about two of the characters in the sport. Along with that dude over there at LSU, Lane Kiffin, you're not going to come across too many other people that wear themselves out loud the way that Prime and Brennan do. And I really love this match. I think the offense is going to work. I think he's going to be in the book with Juju, and I think that Juju is going to come out knowing exactly where to go with the football and that he can make plays out there. Like, the whole point of this offense is to empower the quarterback to go be great, and for Brennan to come up with a playbook that just gets that dude going in the direction that he needs to go so he can orchestrate the offense as he needs to. Is it going to fix the offense totally? No, it's not. But you need to do something, and you need to shake it up a little bit. And I think Prime was very serious about, hey, I'm the guy to fix this. Coming off the year that he had, I mean, we have the cancer scare. We have the cancer operation. We have his son being prank called after waiting for 2 days in the NFL draft. Expect to go in the first round, goes in the fifth. They trade up to go get him. You have his son battling, be the starting quarterback at Cleveland from the jump. Finally gets to happen. All while Colorado is not only bad, but apparently in some sort of financial difficulty right now, according to Brent Stotober, who has been covering the team very well, by the way. So Brent covers the team for Colorado, and the way I'll put this there is he's not just a beat writer, guys. Before he took that job, one of the better investigative reporters that Gannett has. So they didn't just put a guy on there to write about Colorado football. They put a guy on there that knows how to report. And that has been invaluable if you're a Colorado fan, I think. So you get a little bit look at the finances because he's really good with open records. You find out they got to come up with about $27 million because they doubled the pay of Deion and the athlete payments they have to make, including revenue share and NIL. It's getting everybody. And in seasons where you're not good, it's not the ticket sales that you're worried about. It's the television revenue that might not be locked in 5 years from now. Like, Chad Weiberg made a shrewd choice to fire Mike Gundy when he did, because he looked up and said, our grant of rights is up in the Big 12 in 5 years, and we want to be in a position to make some moves or to stay put. If you're not any good, you might get moved on, right? Like, that's part of it. That's where we're at right now. And as far as Colorado and its finances, I'm sure that the bean counters find some sort of way to make this work. But it is worth pointing out that if you make the college football playoff as a conference champion, you get $4 million, among other things, like to the conference. But you can make as much as $20 million if your name is Notre Dame and you get to the national championship game, right? Like, as an independent. There's a lot of money in playing in the postseason, playing in big games in the postseason, New Year's Six Bowls game. All that to say, it's right on time. And I like Brennan personally. and I like Brennan calling this offense. It's going to be fun.